like this orange? Can I finish?
Yes. Okay, thank you very much.
So, what made you decide to join IFA?
So I joined IFA because a friend of mine, he was appointed as a general reporter, and he wanted some help to write that report. Once it was explained to me that it was just this fantastic group of tax practitioners, I realized it was a perfect opportunity to make new friends, to acquire fantastic technical knowledge firsthand. But primarily, it was a way of breaking the borders in which you're born. So in my case, it's Chile. My border will be a desert in the north, the Pacific, and then the Andes. And so how do you escape from that, from a tax perspective, and nurture yourself from practitioners around the world? That was just my big driver when I joined the organization, and one of the best decisions of my life.
So a number of things, again, the network, meeting people, sharing knowledge. I think that's one of the things that participating in YIN, participating in IFA has certainly done for me, is that acceleration of learning. Like, there's so much going on in the international tax world at the moment that one of the ways to stay on top of all that and in real time is to actually get out there, get interacting with these people who are decision makers, and they're all involved in the various seminars and things that we set up, and actually share that knowledge. And there's no better way of getting stuck in and actually coming up the curve on all these latest developments than actually discussing them real time. Why is IFA so valuable for young tax practitioners?
I think what makes IFA so valuable is the fact that you can get top training without necessarily having to enroll in a university or in a particular program. You attend your regional congresses, your local event, or the global event, and you're really getting top-notch content from some of the best academics and practitioners in the planet.
I agree, I'd echo all that. One of the things that comes to mind for me as well is the ability at an early stage in your career, no matter where you're at, whether it's in practice, whether you're in government or a tax authority, to get in the room and share perspectives early and not actually just be coming from one perspective. The ability to bring that difference in views to a problem, to things that are going on at the moment, and share them real time. And reasonable people can disagree on things, air those things in a reasonable way. All that sort of stuff is really useful, no matter what stage of the career you're at. But the sooner you start that, I think the better. I've found, when you're talking about the network, one of the things for me is it's enabled me over the last number of years, for when a problem comes in from my client, whether it's particularly if it's in another jurisdiction, I'm able to lift the phone to someone to get a steer on something, or to be able to say, yeah, well, this is what you need to watch out for, and things like that in the other jurisdiction. That sort of stuff is invaluable. It's all just, again, the network, information sharing and learning, bringing it back to the kind of day-to-day value of what you can bring to your career from being involved in it. That's one of the things that's really stood out to me, on top of everything you say in terms of the brilliant learning and the academic and scientific programs at the actual conferences, which is there for sure. So, next one.
Trevor, what advice would you like to give to the young IFA members?
I'd say don't be afraid to get involved, whether that's at your local YIN branch or more internationally. Get together, start sharing knowledge, and creating your own networks within your local branch. If you don't have a YIN branch already, many do, but if some don't be afraid to set that up. It was one of the things that I'm really happy about in terms of my career, that in Ireland, for instance, we've set up the Young IFA Network branch. I think it was in 2018. It's been really active and vibrant and brings together a great community locally, and that can be transported internationally then. But I would say, just don't be afraid to get involved, show up to events. If there are no events, don't be afraid to reach out to ourselves. We'll help you organise them and so on. And really just drive that collaboration, because it really is invaluable, and it makes the career far more enjoyable as well when you actually are able to share your views and ideas with your peers, and actually, again, I go back to it, accelerate your own learning and development. What advice would you like to give older IFA members?
Oh dear. I would say to older IFA members, I would ask them to remember when they were younger, what they craved, to reflect on the things they did right, and maybe the ones that were not so great in terms of decision making. When thinking about that, see the young people that you have around. Some of them you may be mentoring consciously, some of them you may be mentoring unconsciously. But the role that each senior member of IFA fulfills in connection with the newer generations, with inspiring those generations, cannot be understated. Pick one or two individuals, younger individuals, not for you to create something amazing of them, but to motivate them, to engage them into participating, to be a source of inspiration. I think that's the biggest contribution that any senior member of IFA could do for the younger generations. Good luck with the editing.